Do you ever feel emotionally exhausted and you can't explain why? Let me save you some stress by telling you the truth. You take care of everyone, you make sure they are all happy, you make sure they are comfortable, keep the peace in the house. But deep down, you feel unseen, you feel drained, and you feel empty. And the most painful part of all these things is that the more you take care of others, make them comfortable, make them happy, and you abandon yourself, the more you feel empty, the more you feel disconnected, the more you feel resentful towards yourself. If you're watching this video right now, you might be someone who has spent years being the good wife, being the good husband, the understanding wife, the good son, the good daughter, but you no longer want what you want anymore. You don't know what you really need because most of your life you've used it to actually please other people, satisfy other people's needs. But in today's video, I have good news for you. You are going to break free from that shackles. You are going to break free from that shackles. So in today's video, I'll be explaining to you what's happened to you that led you to start abandoning yourself. How your childhood blueprints or your childhood trauma made you become somebody who abandons yourself to take care of others, and how you can actually come out of it. Because healing is not just only learning to survive, but it is also learning to put yourself first, and that is what we'll be talking about today. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Flourish and Thrive with TA. My name is Elizabeth Akineyi. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing good. So, guys, stay tuned, and I'll be right back. A lot of people think that self-abandonment is actually being nice to everyone. But what if I told you it is more than that? And that takes me to actually defining what self-abandonment is. Self-abandonment is when you consistently, I want you to underline the word consistent. Take note of that word consistently. When you consistently ignore and abandon your own emotional needs, you suppress your feelings, you silence your voice, and you betray your boundaries to actually avoid conflicts, rejection, and disappointment from people. I'm going to take it again. Self abandonment is when you consistently ignore your own emotional needs, suppress your feelings, silence your voice, and betray your boundaries just to avoid conflicts, rejection, and disappointment from people. And some of the characteristics you put up might be some of the following. I'm only going to mention few. You find yourself saying yes when you intend to say no. You over explain yourself to people like as if people are going to be upset with you when you don't tell them everything. You feel guilty for resting. You always neglect your own needs and prioritize other people's needs. And another thing is that you appear strong to everybody, but deep down you are exhausted. I used to be in these shoes. I took up everybody's responsibility in the family. I was responsible for managing their emotions, always responsible for doing everything. It was not just only managing their emotions, even their spiritual needs. It was not easy for me. But now I learned the other way around that because I realized that I created weak people. Yes, I created weak people, and it was not the best. So I allowed them, every one of them, to actually carry their own burdens, and it's better now. It's better now. So most of the time, people will mistake what you do for love. They will think, oh, it is love, but it is not actually love. It is self-sacrificing. And you know one of the most painful part of it is that nobody would ever ask you how you are doing because they believe you are okay. They believe you are fine. They believe you are the strong one. So any problem they have, they will always bring it to you. Anything they want to do, they will always give it to you. Nobody will even ask you that, how are you doing today? Do you have any problems of your own? Because every time they come to you, you are always there. Even if you are crying, When they come, you always put up a smile. You have to clean your tears and appear like as if everything is fine. You soon at them and tell them everything is fine. Everything is fine, everything is fine. And you find them telling you all their problems. You find yourself being the one, being the advisor, being the fixer, being the peacemaker. My dear, it is not right. I went through it and I know exactly how it is. During those times, they used to call me one Mrs. Smith, because that's what they used to call me. But now I am no more Mrs. Smith. I'm not a woman of steel. No, no, I have blood running in my veins. So one thing I want you to understand: if you find yourself in this situation, whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, whether you're a boy, whether you're a girl, sacrificing your needs to satisfy your parents, sacrificing your dreams, your career, your goal, just to make your parents happy, I want you to understand that in love sometimes there has to be sacrifice. But love does not mean you neglecting yourself. It does not entail chronic self neglect. So you have to know the difference. And one of the dangers of actually abandoning yourself is that you begin to lose your identity. You won't know who you are anymore. I went through it myself. I don't know who I am, what I wanted, or what I needed. That's one thing. I don't even know what really makes me happy, because everything that makes me happy, I left it all alone. I live in constant fear of losing people. I live in constant fear of being rejected. I felt like as if, oh, if I told them this, they are going to leave me. So, and I don't want them to leave me. So I had to put up with it, even though it was killing me, even though it was drowning me. It was somebody that told me, my dear, come, you will soon die, yo. You will soon die, yo. Because this one, you are talking in this, you are doing this, you are doing that, and you will soon die. You need to let them understand that you can't carry this thing alone. You have to speak to them. Let them know you are going through something. Everybody is happy, they are fine. They think you are also fine. They don't know you are drowning. It's either you open your mouth and talk. And eventually, I thought if I talked, every one of them will just go against me. But to my surprise, they all came to my rescue. They all came to my rescue. I couldn't just even believe it. That for once in my life, I could just sit back and allow people to take over things. So it makes people to think they were strong. Even though somebody wants to help you, because they see you appear as strong, but they won't be able to help you because they feel, oh, she doesn't need any help. He doesn't need any help. And if they want to help you, they will just move away and look for someone else to help. So that is one of the dangers. Apart from the fact that it makes you lose opportunities, it makes you lose help from other people. It makes you become emotionally exhausted. Sometimes you become resentful because you're doing everything to make everybody happy. And if you not find them misbehaving, that is the worst part. You become very angry. You don't know when you start complaining that I do everything to make you guys happy. And this is what you repay me with. I've been in that shoe, so I know exactly how I feel. It builds up resentment inside of you. Resentment towards yourself and resentment towards them. You lose your identity, you lose everything you love to do, everything that makes you beautiful, that makes you spark. And sometimes you dim your light. And when you dim your light, the right people that will find you, will find you. It is those people that will continue to put their problems upon you, and the people that will come into your life. So that is some of the dangers you encounter when you actually self-abandon yourself. So now let us now go to the origin. What is the origin of the problem? So most people who became someone who abandoned themselves, it just didn't start in adulthood. It started from childhood. And I'm going to give different instances. If you grew up in a home whereby love was not consistent, yes, love was not consistent. Your parents were the type they were not always around. Today they will be around today. Tomorrow they will not be around today. Maybe they traveled on work, and before they will come back, they give you to one auntie to take care of you, or they give you to an housemate to take care of you. Your parents don't even know what you eat, how you feed, what you do. Their own is to just provide the money. They live in the hands of people. One of the greatest need of a child is love, paternal love and maternal love. And when they don't get it, they feel rejected. They feel abandoned. And that is where the fear begins to come. So they begin to have feelings like, oh, my parents don't love me, my parents don't want me, I am not good enough. And that is when they start learning habits to actually please people. They start doing everything to make everybody love them, to make everybody notice them. So that is where it actually happens. So they most of the time they forgo their own needs just to make everybody happy, so that everybody will show them love and care. The problem they are having is not today. It started from their childhood. It is a faulty childhood blueprint placed upon them by their parents. That is one instance. Another instance happens like this. If you are if you're a parentified child, you will understand better. And this happens mostly to the firstborns and also to the male children. You find some people they are over independent. They are over independent. Those people they have an attachment style of an avoidance. They fear weakness, they fear vulnerability, they fear intimacy in a relationship. Most of these people sometimes they grew up in a home whereby they were meant to take up adult responsibilities as a child. So if you are a male child in Africa, you will understand better that in Africa, if you are a male child, I don't know for other countries, for other continents, but in our own Africa, if you find that you were a male child, maybe you were the firstborn, to now make it was you're the firstborn, and they find you crying or they find you expressing your feelings, they will tell you, man, boy, bottle up, bottled up. You are the man of the house. Why should you be crying? They will actually beat you for crying. They will beat you for crying. They will make you understand that you are the man of the house. You are responsible for taking care of everybody, especially if you are the firstborn. You have to take care of your sisters. You have to take care of your sisters because you are the man of the house. And as a result, and as a child, you learn to suppress your feelings and you learn to silence your voice, all just because you know you are the man of the house and you have to take up responsibility. So as at that age, you learn to start neglecting your own needs. You feel that, oh, if my sisters, if my siblings are okay, then I'm okay. If I'm happy, if they are happy, I am happy. I don't really, what I really want don't really matter most. What really matters is their own needs. So you find some people spending their life savings on their siblings just to make them comfortable, while they themselves neglect their own financial needs, they neglect their own business just to set up another people. We have different instances, even in relationship whereby a man will invest everything he has into a woman just to make sure that she becomes successful. Maybe she go to school. And you find out at the end of the day, when the lady now eventually graduates, she will run off with another guy. My dear, it is not the lady's fault because the lady was growing while you remained there not growing. You were not doing anything to grow. You abandoned your own growth just to make another person grow. True love should make both of you grow, not just one person. So if you are in a relationship whereby you are investing everything about yourself into that relationship and you are abandoning yourself, making the other person grow, while you stay stagnant, it is a taking time bomb unless that person has a conscience and tells you the truth that I am growing, you also need to grow. Because most of the time, somebody that has actually grown would actually want to match with somebody of their own growth level, because the person is at this high level, you are at this level. So you will only, when we look at the law of attraction, you will only attract what you have. So even if even he or she does not really want to do it, because based on the level of the growth that person has had, and based on the level of the law of attraction, that person will actually attract somebody that is at the same level with them. It is just a natural phenomenon, a natural law. So one of the things I advise people or counsel people all about is that if you're growing, if you're helping your partner to grow, don't neglect your own. So these are some of the reasons why you find some people abandoning themselves as childhood. So there are some cases of trauma whereby you were mistreated, you were abused. This might be any kind of abuse, might be emotional abuse, maybe they called you names, the kind of whereby you were highly criticized as a child. You suffered severe criticism. Verbal abuse is another form of abuse that breaks somebody. We break that person and make that person feel I'm not enough. So one of the ways I can actually stop people from seeing me as not being good enough is to place them. So you abandon yourself. So as long as they see you as being good enough, you abandon yourself and you just take it off. It now becomes an addiction. See, they all work together. Codependency is the pattern. The starting point is self-abandonment. You don't see yourself as good enough. Then you shift over to people's pleasing. People's pleasing is what you do. Maybe if I do it wrong. When it now becomes a pattern, that is when it becomes codependency. So it is a stage you graduate, becomes what you actually do every day. So this has to be reason. I have enough reasons. If I'm beginning to start saying that we won't live here. So these are the few reasons. I'm actually talking about it. So how do you feel? You cannot continuously abandon yourself and expect to feel emotionally. Oh no way. So if this video is actually speaking to you right now, I want you to pause and comment. I deserve to choose myself. And if you're actually on an healing journey or you want to start your healing journey, that is what Flourish and Thrive is here for. Hit on the subscribe button, hit on that subscribe button and turn on this notification bell to get new updates when I make a new video. You don't have to heal alone. So now let's talk about the healing. How do you heal from self-abandonment? I'm not going to give you, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do that. Because self-abandonment has different aspects. It has different reasons why you start abandoning yourself. But one thing I'm going to tell you, which I think is the right thing to do, is for you to be honest with yourself. Be honest enough to actually say, this is what is draining me. This is what is hurting me. And this is what I need. Because it is only when you are able to come to that era of truth, that is when a change will come in your life. I can actually tell you, oh, do some journaling, or do really reconnect with old friends, try to reconnect with your old hobbies, try to do things you've never do, set boundaries. But all those things are the buildings. A building without a foundation will actually collapse. The first thing you need to do is for you to be really, really honest with yourself that I need a change. If you don't come to that realization that you need a change, any other thing will not work. Even if you get a therapist or psychotherapist to help you through the journey, it's not going to work because you first of all need to be honest with yourself about what is really draining you, what is hurting you, and what you really need. So when you've been able to pinpoint that, that is when you can move to the next stage of actually getting a trauma therapist, or you get a psychotherapist, or you get a mental health worker who can actually help you move from self-abandoning yourself and actually moving into self-love. So it's not something that you're going to do just in a month. It takes time because it didn't take one day or 2 weeks before you started losing yourself. This has started a long time ago, and so you need patience, time for you to be able to begin to unravel yourself. So it is a journey of self discovery, and it's not something you rush in a day. So you have to be gentle on yourself. You have to love yourself enough to know that this is what I want and this is what I do not want. So when you start taking it one step at a time, being able to spend quality time with yourself, actually going for therapy, being among the support group whereby you talk about everything going on in your life, practicing meditation, mindfulness, journaling, actually doing the things you love, it's going to take some time, but you find out that you will actually come to your true self. So it is a journey of self-discovery. So that is what I will actually tell anybody. The most important thing of all, some people will tell you set boundaries with someone who does not even really know who they really are anymore. How will they be able to set boundaries? So it's something we have to go to the root before we actually go to the aspect of actually setting boundaries. help them to rediscover themselves. That's one of the things I do as a trauma and relationship therapist. So that's one of the things I do. I help them to rediscover their self, their identity, what they love to do, what really brought about the pain, and what really brought about the self-abandonment, the pain that led to the self-abandonment. That is what we take care of. Once the pain is gone, then we will now move to the journey of regaining your identity, regaining your personality, and actually discovering who you really are, what you love to do. And it is an exciting journey because it's a journey of transformation. When you see what they will actually become at the end of the day, you're like, oh my god! So this is who you really are. Some of them are even surprised at the things they actually do. And it's really been a joy for me to actually see people being transformed. I myself went through it. So I know exactly how it feels. I too was someone who used to be not just a people's pleaser. I was codependent. But now I know better. I love myself more than any other thing. Before, even if you bring it next to me, I will just tell you, no, no is no. You can't force me to say yes when I mean to say no. So that is what we'll be talking about today. I hope you got value from your time. I hope everything I've said so far resonated with you. I hope everything I've said so far you've been able to get value from it. If this video, you love this video and you love what I do, I want you to please comment on this video. What exactly do you really love about what I've said so far? And don't forget to like and share this video. And if you're new, if you're watching this video for the first time, welcome to Flourish and Thrive with EA. And my name is Elizabeth Akini. I am a certified trauma relationship therapist, a CBT coach, a somatic mind leader, and also a family therapist. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to get more of this when I make a new video. So if you want to heal from trauma, if you want relationship advice, this is the channel for you. Yes. So ladies, I want you to understand that abandoning yourself is not your fault. Abandoning yourself does not actually make you not enough, but it shows that you need love, you need care, and you need to be gentle on yourself. So take it one step at a time. Don't be hard on yourself, but understand that it was not your fault that you abandoned yourself, but it is now time for you to take responsibility and be happy and be yourself again. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. I love you. Bye bye.